In this video, I'm going to talk about something that often gets overlooked when it comes to managing burnout and recovering from burnout and being able to continue operating in a way that feels good without giving up or without quitting your job, and that is boundaries, communication, and needs. This is especially so important for people that own their own business as well, because ultimately a lot of it relies on you, and if you are drowning, it's not going to work. But anyway, this video is going to apply whether you work in a corporate setting or are self-employed. I will note that this video is part of a burnout playlist that I have, so you might want to watch the video on self-diagnosing yourself with burnout or the signs and symptoms before you watch this. But if you feel like, I'm burnt out and I need this advice, then here we go. So first thing I want you to identify is, what is your value for communication? Are you someone that has a high value for communicating with others in a impactful and respectful way? Do you like to be communicated in a impactful and respectful, nonviolent way? Chances are probably yes. So then we want to get curious on, where are we communicating our boundaries and needs, and maybe where are we not? And first of all, I don't know if those words feel like, oh, boundaries are for other people, or my needs are met, but I want you to actually take this concept super seriously if you can, because it's going to make a huge difference. So first of all, when you think of what your needs are, you might think of the obvious: air, food, water, shelter, but humans actually have other needs required for survival. Physical touch is a need required for survival. Humans also actually need validation to some level. We need certainty, but we also need uncertainty. We need growth. We need to feel like we're contributing. These are all words that Tony Robbins uses in his six core needs or something. And so it's not just about that you're all good because you have food and water and you should be grateful and you shouldn't be burnt out, or whatever excuses that your mind makes up, because there is so much more that humans really do need out of this lifestyle in order to thrive. Plus, on top of that, you have your own unique variation of needs. So maybe there's something that is really important to you. Maybe it's having alone time. Maybe it's being able to prioritize healthy eating. Maybe it's going to bed at a certain time. Maybe it's playing soccer once a week. Those are all so valid, and it's these things and honoring these needs that's going to allow you to manage the stress of your work life or work experience better. So the thing with needs, the unique needs, the core needs, whatever it is humans are so creative that we will always find a way to get our needs met, indirectly or directly. So indirect ways of getting our needs met might be expecting people to know what we need. So expecting people to read our mind and then being resentful when they don't get it right. Maybe we get our needs met through a little bit of passive-aggressive behavior, trying to suggest something we need. Maybe we get our needs met by overworking ourselves. Maybe we get our need met by false flattery or being extra nice to people in order to get something we want. And these indirect ways of getting our needs met are obviously on some level manipulative, and it's not the most effective because it doesn't probably feel good for you, probably doesn't feel good to the other person. So what we really need to prioritize is being able to communicate our needs in a healthy way. But in order to communicate our needs, we need to first get clear on what our needs are. So aside from the obvious ones, it's worth sitting down and thinking about, when do I feel my best? What allows me to get into that flow state of work? When do I feel most supported? And then seeing where you can start asking for that directly, because then we can ask for our needs in a non-manipulative way, and when we're clear on what our needs are, we will actually start attracting people that want to meet our needs, and by meeting our needs, they get their needs met. So you might have a need to be supported on a project, and I have a need for contribution and also healthy validation, so of course I want to support you on that project so that I can feel like I'm contributing, and I'm going to offer my best so that I can get the validation of doing a good job. So I hope you can see how these concepts, boundaries, needs, communication, are going to allow you to actually gain more energy or pull back energy in ways that it was kind of being overused or leaked because you weren't communicating with people what you needed. I recognize that sometimes there can be a lot to unpack with people who are considering asking for their needs, because it can feel very scary. You might already self-identify as someone who people pleases. You might have a hard time letting go of control in your work environment because you want to handle everything to make sure it's done right. You might notice that you are unable to trust people to support you. So those are all things that are definitely worth unpacking. This is where I go way deeper with my clients in their burnout recovery. But I just want to use this short video to give you an idea of how much this can contribute to the management of burnout and to you recouping the energy that you want, so that you not only have time and energy for work, but also the other things that you want to spend time on in your life. So I hope this was helpful. Leave a comment below, and I'm happy to expand in another video.